Alright, so this is going to be our new format we're going to go through. Instead of having a Zoom, we're going to try this out just to see if it works better for some of you, if it doesn't. So every Tuesday, so we're going to at least try it for this week and next week, and if we need to in the last few weeks, we'll go back to our old thing. But every Tuesday, I'm going to post all middle school's work onto Google Classroom. It's going to be this video, maybe one or two others, depending on how I put them together, and then you will get attendance for going to class when you watch the video. So I have something on my computer that will tell me when you watch the video, and as long as you watch it sometime that week, it counts as if you were in class. Every Thursday, then there's going to be a Google Forms quick check, which is going to be like 2 to 5 problems, where you are going to use what we've gone over in class either this week or the week before, and you're going to solve a couple problems, and that's how we're going to give you guys credit this week. The main goal of this video is to finish everything we haven't done yet. So we have done almost everything. Area of composite figures, I posted that on Friday. I'm going to relink the same video. If you already watched it, you don't have to watch it again. But if you didn't watch it, you need to watch that one too, of me going over day 9s. And then today we're going to do day 12. So after this, we've gone over everything new for this packet. And then on your new packet, we'll do the same thing. We'll go through the ones we need to all together, and then the other ones that are review. If you have questions on the review, every Friday I will be available to get on. I know packets, some of you guys are turning on Thursday or Friday, so if you have a question on something before, let me know, and I can meet with you. We can have like a individualized Zoom at a time that works for you. I'll be at school this week, so I can make time when I'm at school to work through some problems with you if you need it. So that's up to you guys to let me know of all that stuff. So we're going to get started. We've done day 9. Hopefully, if you haven't, you'll do that after. The video is posted below if you have not yet seen it. And today we're going to look at day 12. So everyone open up to day 12 of their packet. This is the mean absolute deviation. So last time we were working on mean, median, and mode. Today we're going to be working on this thing called the mean absolute deviation, which the mean absolute deviation is just like the mean, but it's finding out how far away from the mean is something. So what we're going to do is we are going to start by doing the same things we've been doing before. So we are going to first find the mean of this data set. So we all know how to do that, hopefully, from last week's video. To find the mean, you're going to add all of these numbers up and then divide by how many numbers you have. So if I look, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 numbers. Okay. Then I'm going to add them all up and then divide by 9. So I don't have a calculator near me, so for time I'm going to show you guys on my phone calculator. Alright, so we have 4 plus 18 plus 5 plus 13 plus 22 plus 51 plus 35 plus 62 plus 33. Okay, I got 243. Now, like we talked about last time, you should always double check, especially when you're doing mean absolute deviation, because if you get the wrong mean, the mean absolute deviation is automatically going to be incorrect as well. So let's double check to make sure that's the right thing. So 4 plus 18 plus 5 plus 13 plus 22 plus 51 plus 35 plus 62 plus 33. I got the same thing. If you get different things, check it again, and so we can make sure we have the right number. So, since we have 243, then I'm going to do 243 divided by how many I have, and just to double check, I'm going to count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to divide it by 9. So you're going to get 243 divided by 9. And when you do that, you should get your mean of 27. That is a review of what we worked on last week. So you add them all up. You divide by how many you have, and that's your mean. Median is also what we worked on last time. So we are going to do the same thing as we found the median. Remember, the median, you put them in order from least to greatest, and then you start crossing off. So I'm going to go through my set. I'm going to find my lowest numbers of 4. Cross. Then I'm going to no more 4s, then I see a 5. Cross. My next lowest, I see a 13. Then I see an 18. Then I see a 22. then a 33, then a 35, then a 51, and then a 62. Okay? So now if I've crossed all numbers, I should make sure I have 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then to find the median, we go 1 on the left, 1 on the right. 1 left, 1 right. 1 left, 1 right. 1 left, 1 right. 1 left, 1 right. And we are left with our median is 22. Now, for this, because I want to make sure we can do mean absolute deviation, we're going to work on this one next packet. So you can cross this off on every single one actually right now. Okay, so we'll do that next packet. We'll figure out the absolute deviation from the median. Right now, we're just going to work on the mean absolute deviation. Okay? Now, how you find the mean absolute deviation is a little bit difficult. You're going to always use this lucky number of 27. The easiest way I've known to do it is you write all your numbers on the side. So now they're in order from least to greatest. I'm just going to rewrite them. 13, 18, 22, 33, 35, 51, 62. The mean absolute deviation is seeing how far away from the mean is each data point. So to do that, far away from something, it's always going to be subtraction. Now you might be doing your first number minus your mean. You might do your mean minus your first number. You take whatever number is bigger. Our mean is this 27. Okay? So what we're going to do is find what's the difference between 27 and each of these data points. Now to do that, if 27 is bigger, you do 27 minus the data point. If 27 is smaller than the data point, you'll do the number minus 27. And I will show you guys that right here. So, let me do it. 4 is less than 27. So I would do 27 minus 4. I'm just going to write them all out real quick, and then we'll go through and solve them. 5 is less, so I would do 27 minus 5. 27 minus 13. I'm always taking the difference between 27 and whatever this number is. 27 minus 18 and 27 minus 22. Okay? Now if I get over on this side, these numbers are all bigger than 27, so that means they'll go first. Whatever the bigger number is will go first, because we're really finding the absolute value. We haven't really done that, that's 7th grade, but to understand the mean absolute deviation, we started in 6th grade, so that when we do absolute value, it's easier. So we'll keep going. 35 is bigger. Oops. 51 minus 27 and 62 minus 27. Okay? So all I've done so far is write them all out. Now I'm going to solve them all. Okay? So then you're going to do 27 minus 4. Going to get 23. 27 minus 5, you're going to get 22. 27 minus 13, you would get 14. 27 minus 18, you would get 9. 27 minus 22, you would get 5. So I'm just subtracting them in my head, these new numbers. These are my new numbers I'll be working with. Okay? Do the same over here. 33 minus 27, I'm going to get 6. 35 minus 27, I'm going to get 8. 51 minus 27, I'm going to get 20. In the head. 24. Yep. And 62 minus 27, you're going to get 35. Okay, so now you have these new 9 numbers. It's very hard to see mine, but let's see, 24. Okay, you're going to do the same thing that we did before, and you're going to find the mean of your new numbers. So you're going to find the mean twice to do the mean absolute deviation. So the new numbers, so the difference between the mean and the data point, you're going to find the mean of those numbers. So to do that, I'm going to add them all up. Plus 22, plus 14, plus 9, plus 5, plus 6, plus 8, plus 24, plus 35. Now, I have 9 again. So, to do that, I'm going to add them all up. So, 23 plus 22 plus 14 plus 9 plus 5 plus 6 plus 8 plus 24 plus 35. You get 146. Now we know to double check that, to re-add them. 23 plus 22 plus 14 plus 9 plus 5 plus 6 plus 8 plus 24 plus 35. I got 146 again, so we know that's correct. Now, to find the mean of this absolute deviation, you need 146, and you're going to divide by how many numbers you have. You still have 9 numbers. 146 divided by 9, and you're going to get 16.2. I know it repeats, but we could just round it off as 16.2. You can round it as 16. Okay, so it's very similar process. And then eventually, as we keep going on in math, we're going to find a way to compare these two, and then this number is going to tell you a lot about the data set. Okay, but right now we're just working on finding it. So we're starting at the basics. We're going to work our way through it. So on number 2, I'm going to have you guys kind of go through a couple on your own. I'll tell you to pause the video. You'll try it. We'll check it. And then you guys are going to do number 3 on your own. So we need to find the mean. When you're finding the mean absolute deviation, it's not always going to say to find the mean, but you have to no matter what. So just because it's on here, it just makes it, let's do it even more than we already would. So let's start by finding the mean. First thing, count up how many numbers you have. I got 15. I'm going to double check that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got 15 again. Make sure it's on the decimal points. That doesn't mean it's a different number. Okay, you got to make sure the comma and the decimal are 2 different things that you're looking for. Now find the mean. To find the mean, I have to find the total of the shoe sizes. So go ahead and find them. I'm going to find them on my own. You don't have to pause it because I'm going to be working at the same time you guys are. Okay, I got my first one. I'm going to double check, make sure it's the same number, then I'll share it. So if you did it, you get a calculator, get your phone, double check it. Make sure you're putting the decimal points in. Okay, so I got the same number twice. Hopefully you guys did too. I got 132. Okay, to find the mean, you do 132 divided by how many you have. Go ahead and find your mean. My mean, I got 8.8. Leave the decimal on there. Don't get rid of it, okay? That's just a couple numbers. Leave them on for the mean. What's nice is the last one you guys do don't have decimals in the numbers, so hopefully it'll make it a little easier. Okay, now we're going to find the median, so you're going to put them in order from least to greatest. Go ahead, I'm going to kind of do it as you guys are working. I'll work quietly, but you can let the video play, you can pause it, whatever you'd rather do. If you need help finding the lowest, it would be 5. Okay, so if you're not done, go ahead and pause the video. I have finished. I'm going to double check and make sure I have all my numbers. That was a little harder than I expected. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I still have 15 numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I still have 15, so then I'm good, and now I can find the median. So I'm going to go 1 on the left, 1 right. Go ahead and find the median. Hopefully you found it. 8 and 8.8 are very, very close, so you're good. Now it's time to find the mean absolute deviation. Now, you have 15 numbers instead of 9, so you're going to have way more numbers to do. You don't always have to write them on the side, but you always have to find the difference. For this one, I would recommend writing it on the side because you're dealing with decimals, you're dealing with a lot more numbers. So I'm going to do it in a black pen so you guys can actually see it a little better. I'll try and go as neat as I can. Remember, the first step is writing all your numbers up, leaving space next to it because we're going to actually solve a problem with it. So, I like to go from least to greatest. We just found the median, so that's perfect. What I'm doing is I'm just kind of going in, getting them all in. Even if you have more than one of it, you still need to write it both times or as many times as you see it. Try not to go too far into the other side, but I did a little bit. You can see them all there. And we need to make note that our mean is 8.8. So that is what I'm going to see. What's bigger, 8.8 or the number on the side? So when you actually go and do it, 8.8 is bigger than 5. So I'm going to try to switch it so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'll use blue. 8.8 minus 5. 8.8 minus 6.5. 8 minus 6.5. I'm going to go until I see a number bigger than 8.8, and I'm going to always start with 8.8. So notice I know that, okay, you're doing it once, so I probably can figure it out, but the more you write it, it's going to help you because then all the numbers on the side you're already going to have. So even though it's the same subtraction problem, it will still help you out. Now, 11 is more than 8.8, so that's when I'm going to start to 11 first, and then subtract 8.8. That's why if you put them in order from least to greatest, it's very easy to see when you switch. Alright, I wrote them all out, and now all you have to do is find the differences. So, take a second, pause the video, go find every difference. I am going to keep going, so hopefully you've paused it. I'm just going to go through quickly with the answers. Uh, 8.8 minus 5, you get 3.8. 8.8 minus 6.5, you would get 2.3. You just did that, so it's going to be the same. You get 1.8, 1.8, 1.3. You get 0.8 for all of these here. 0.3. 11 minus 8.8, you would get 2.2. You would get 3.2. You would get 5.2, and you would get 6.2. Okay, so hopefully you got those same answers. Now, this is my new data set that I need to find the mean of. So I need to find the total of these. So, best suggestion, get a calculator out. Okay, now for these you need to make sure you're still doing it twice because you're dealing with decimals. So go ahead and add them all up, pause the video. I'm going to keep going right now and add them up on here. So 3.8 plus 2.3 plus 2.3 plus 1.8 plus 1.8 plus 1.3 plus 0.8 plus 0.8 plus 0.8 plus 0.8 plus 0.3 plus 2.2 plus 3.2 plus 5.2 plus 6.2. That time I got 33.6. Now I'm going to double check it just because I am dealing with a lot of multiples and a lot of decimals. So I'm going to go ahead again. You guys should do the same. Don't just wait for me to give you the answer. I got the exact same answer, so I know I'm good. I got 33.6, and then you're going to do 33.6, and you're going to divide by how many numbers you have, and I still have 15 numbers. And you should get a very small number, which is the goal of these, to get a little number. And I would get 2.24. Okay? So, the rules are, you find the mean. We know how to do that. You add them all up, you divide by how many you have. You find the median, because that's putting them in order. You rewrite them, and you take the mean and the median, and you subtract the two. Once you subtract the two, you're going to take all your differences, and you're going to add them up, and you're going to find the new mean of those differences. Okay? So I want you to go ahead and do number 3 on your own. And when you turn this back in, I'll be able to see if you're actually understanding it or not. So, this is a great way to see. Go ahead and do number 3, and then do not worry about the median ones. We're going to do that one next time. So you're going to see a page similar to this. It's one I created last time. I just did not calculate in how many classes it might take to do one page. So easy for you, and then next time we will add in the absolute deviation from the median. Okay? Alright guys, well, have a great week. If you need anything, let me know, and then be on the lookout for Thursday. Thursday is when I'm going to put a quick check of mean, median, mode, range, and I'm going to put one mean absolute deviation on there. It won't be nearly as long as these, but that will be coming. And if you have questions on Friday, join the Zoom class. Alright guys, have a good week. Bye.